What if I told you that part of my book list for a readathon was decided by a moonlit skunk encounter and a grammar question? It's true. We're back for another Shorty September update, and things got a whole lot more arty. Hey neighbor, if you're new here, I am taking part in the Shorty September Readathon, hosted by Too Many Heathers and co-hosts. My personal theme for this year is the long and short of it, which means I'm pairing a short book with a long one, and I'm using a series of reading junk journals to track my progress. In my last TBR video, I shared that one of my next shorty books would be Yakuza Memoirs of a Gangster's Daughter. I chose it after a wild moonlit encounter with a skunk that I've affectionately named Pepe. This book has been on my shelf forever, and it's a perfect fit for the granddad short prompt. But while I was looking at the readathon prompt printable, I noticed something. The word granddad was spelled with only 2 D's, but in my TBR video, I spelled it with 3. So I had to ask myself, how many D's does granddad really have? I looked it up, and according to grammarhow.com, granddad with 2 D's is the correct spelling in British English, while granddad with 3 D's is American. But the most popular choice in both is actually grandpa. For the record, I call both of my grandfathers granddaddy with 4 D's. How do you spell granddad? With 2 D's or 3? And what do you call your grandfathers? Let me know in the comments. And that, my friend, is how the universe used a grammar question to point my TBR list in a new direction: art. My view, as I've come to call these directions, led me to my next selection, Picasso, My Grandfather by Marina Picasso. I happened to find this book at a thrift store shortly after I saw the It's Problematic exhibition at the Brooklyn Museum. I love visiting art museums when I travel, so this book called to me from the book table. And the universe sent me even more arty shorties. On a recent early morning listening diversion, I discovered the audiobook Picasso's Tie by Kelly Jameson. It's about a janitor who gets visited by Picasso's ghost as he's polishing the floors of the Philadelphia Art Museum, or Philadelphia Museum of Art. It's weird, available on Kindle Unlimited, and at 108 pages long, it's perfect for the running shorts prompt, a book you can read in a day. Last year, I visited Philadelphia for a week. While there, I spent a whole day at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. I also did a lot of other fun things while I was in Philadelphia, including some bookish stuff. Speaking of the Philadelphia Museum of Art, the steps leading up to the east entrance of the Philadelphia Museum of Art gained global fame after being featured in the 1976 film Rocky. In it, the main character, Rocky Balboa, played by Sylvester Stallone, jogs up the steps as part of his training montage. He's a boxer in the movie. This scene is probably one of the most iconic moments in film history. I can confirm that the steps are a must-see. It was so cool to watch people of all ages doing their Rocky runs. Kay, whom I mentioned in my previous Shorty TBR video, ran up the steps too. Have you ever done a bookish or movie-themed trip? If you want to see a video all about my trip to Philly, let me know. After listening to Picasso's Tie, I looked on YouTube for videos about it and found none. But I did stumble on Too Many Heathers video, Shorty Vlogs 4, Long Live Frivolous Art. In it, Heather talked about Create Dangerously by Albert Camus, and his view that artists should not create frivolous art, a point she disagrees with. She believes it's okay for art to be frivolous if it brings people joy. And I completely agree. And then that got me thinking about my own junk journal. I've been working on the base of my Shorty September envelope folio, and I'm frequently amused and confused by comments on junk journal creators' videos questioning the purpose and the usefulness of their art. And that brought me to my next book, How to Build a Fashion Icon, Notes on Confidence from the World's Only Image Architect by Roach. One of the pages in my journal has this long strip of yellow plastic on it, which reminded me of his yellow suit on the book cover. Fashion is another art form that people often consider frivolous, but not me though. I like watching fashion videos on YouTube. I especially like Roach's styling of participants in the Met Gala, the annual haute couture fundraising event held for the benefit of the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute in Manhattan, New York. I have been to the Met Gala as well and thoroughly enjoyed the Costume Institute section. I hope to catch this year's Costume Institute exhibit. I believe it's called Superfine, Tailoring Black Style. And I want to catch it before it closes. I think it ends in October. Oh, my goodness, that's next month. Let me get on top of that. In honor of the exhibit, GQ and Vogue teamed up for a special fashion portfolio that pays homage to the eternal figure of the Black dandy, starring some of the most influential cultural figures of our time. The special fashion portfolio was curated by Roach. I'm going to read Roach's How to Build a Fashion Icon for the new bonus prompt, Lost Property Shorts, a shorty that doesn't fit any of the other prompts. This brilliant suggestion came from a Readerothon participant named Julia, and Heather has added it to the official list. I saw it on the Storygraph reading challenge page for this readathon. So that is my new unexpectedly art themed TBR. The universe is truly leading the way. I'm so excited to read these books and to continue to fill my junk journal with my thoughts and views along the way. Don't forget, I've linked my previous video as well as the videos I mentioned about journaling and frivolous art in the description box below.